Hi, I'm Brenna Russell. I'm the therapist that you are coming in to see today. It's really great to meet you. I'm so glad you were referred. Before we begin the session, I did want to touch base kind of about what this is going to look like. This is a safe space where we can talk about anything you want to feel comfortable disclosing. The only thing is that in certain cases, we are going to have to report. So if I believe that maybe there are concerns of you harming yourself or others or cases of any kind of abuse or neglect, I will have to share that. But other than that, this is a place for you to share. Do you feel like you understand kind of those expectations?
Yeah, I think I understand.
Thank you so much. So, before we begin, what do you feel comfortable being addressed as while we talk?
You can call me Janet.
Okay, Janet. Do you feel comfortable telling me of what has you coming in today to our session?
Yeah, so I've been struggling with a lot of anxiety and it's really kind of affecting my life. My family and friends have also noticed that if I'm worried, I don't really get out and it feels like it's kind of out of control at this point in my life and no one really understands what I'm going through and they kind of think I'm crazy to always be feeling like this. So,
Okay, I'm hearing how difficult these feelings and thoughts have been to cope with, especially if you don't really feel like you're being supported. I wonder how long have these feelings been going on?
um, it's been for a couple years now, but it has really kind of gotten worse in the last few months.
Okay. When did you first notice that these symptoms and anxiety had started originally?
Well, I was in high school when I kind of first noticed these symptoms. I was really going through like a lot of stress.
Okay, that can be a very difficult time in your life having to deal with such intense emotions. Prior to this, have you ever received any kind of treatment or therapy for this?
So I have tried therapy in the past, like when I was in school, but I didn't really feel comfortable, so I stopped after just a few months. I'd say like 3 months, and then I was also on medication, Zoloft, and ultimately, like that was stopped because I stopped my therapy, and so there's not been anything since that, though.
Okay, I thank you for being honest, but just to clarify, so have you ever been hospitalized at any point for your mental health?
No, never for mental health.
Okay. And anytime you have been experiencing these thoughts and feelings and anxiety, have you ever had thoughts of suicide or even ending your life?
I have in the past thought about suicide, but it's been years since I've seriously thought of anything like that. I've never hurt myself, honestly, because I'm too scared that I would actually end up dying. And I definitely couldn't hurt others, let alone myself.
Yeah. I appreciate your honesty about such a uncomfortable topic, but you're being very open with it, and I really do appreciate that. What are the moods that you feel the most often in these situations? This can be like sadness, emptiness, things like that.
Um, It's not really a sadness. It's more of like a worried and upset a lot. People get really irritated, honestly, and they get me really irritated, and I feel kind of like on edge most days.
Okay. So what I hear you're saying is it's mostly anxiety and worried, not anything to do with sadness. Have you ever experienced any visions or maybe seen or hear things that other people don't?
No, nothing like that. I'm not crazy.
Okay, I assure you these questions are meant just to explore your situation, not make you feel any kind of way or draw any kind of conclusions. Would you say your feelings of worried have affected your life?
Definitely. I am almost always overwhelmed with work, school, and just kind of life in general. I really feel like I just can't catch a break or do things fast enough for everyone to just keep them happy. But I feel like I go slow and everything because I can't concentrate.
That can be very difficult to feel like you are never where you need to be. You're never moving fast enough, even when you're trying your best. Do you ever feel yourself getting fatigued or tired from having these thoughts and constant emotions?
Yes, I don't sleep and I am almost always doing something during the day, so it really just makes me feel exhausted. Um, and I can't catch a break to even like have a moment for myself without worrying or feeling guilty.
Gotcha. So I'm definitely hearing a big common theme is exhaustion, just feeling so burnt out almost from these feelings. Are there certain people, places, or things that maybe bring up the worried feelings the most?
Like let's just everything. I always think things are like gonna turn out for the worse.
Okay. Have you ever experienced any kind of like intrusive, that's like unwanted thoughts, images, or even urges that kind of come to you?
I've definitely had some unwanted thoughts of like not having enough money or my family hating me or like getting fired from my job, but I don't know why. But I do just think like this sometimes.
I gotcha. That can be very hard thing to always feel like you're waiting for the worst to happen. So I know we had kind of talked about it a little bit, and you had brought up having issues sleeping. So with these thoughts, have they had effects on your sleeping, eating, and maybe just overall health?
Yeah, so I can't fall asleep at night. Just constantly thinking about what my day and week are going to look like, and then how bad it's going to be, and like it's like my mind never just quiets down, and my body aches a lot, and my muscles are constantly tense. Like I'm just ready to jump at any second.
Wow, that's definitely a lot having to deal with just constantly in a nonstop motion. Um, I just want you to be open and honest with whatever you feel comfortable sharing with this next question. What is the worst thing would you say that has happened to you that you can think of?
Well, here lately, I moved to a new city for my job, and it's not been all that fantastic. I don't know anyone or anything. I don't know where people hang out or really even like where the best grocery stores are. I feel pretty alone. Like I said, I don't know anyone. I can't go out. I don't really even know where like a good spot to try to meet people my age and whatever. Um, so I feel like this when anytime I like start a new job or a new school.
Gotcha. So changes seem to be a very stressful thing that kind of brings on these hard emotions. Just to get a little history from you. Have you ever dealt with any kind of abuse? Now that can be physical, verbal, sexual, anything like that?
No, no, nothing that extreme. Like I was bullied at school, but that's about it.
Okay. And so this is another kind of getting a good medical history on you. Do you use alcohol or drugs? When we talk about drugs, that can be over the counter, prescription, illegal, anything like that.
Oh, no, I don't like the taste of alcohol and I'm too afraid to take any kind of drug in case I get in trouble and sent to jail. And I don't take any medications now.
Okay, I understand. So let's talk about kind of like your family. Is there any mental health conditions or disorders in your family? This could include substance use.
So my parents probably have anxiety too, but I don't think it's anything like mine. They are always worried about me. My sister has depression and does therapy and things like that. No substance use, and my family is too high strung for that, honestly.
Gotcha. And what about the relationships with your family? What does that kind of look like with your parents and sister?
I love my family. I'm really close with my sister. My parents are still together, excuse me, but are constantly nagging me about my life. Um, and I know they do it because they love me, but it does get old.
Okay. Well, it sounds like these relationships are very positive with your family. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, they're my absolute support, like, they're my go-to for everything, and I know if I need anything that they will help me out.
That's really great to hear to have that kind of strong support system. Do you have a partner or any children right now?
I'm too young for all that. I can I can barely take care of myself, let alone a boyfriend or any kinda kids.
Okay. And I know you had talked about job being a stressor. What are you currently doing?
So I entered the workforce like right out of college as a software engineer. And I do coding for a larger office, and I've been there for just a few months now.
Gotcha. So that's still a new thing that you're getting used to. Do you have any military service history?
That is a definite no.
Okay. Um, and just to kind of go back to the focus of what brought you here with the anxiety and feelings, I know we had talked about that. It has kind of been going on for a few years at this point. How do you normally cope with, the anxiety, the worry, just all those big emotions?
Um, well, I try to keep myself as busy as I can in a city that I don't really know. Or I'll call my family with the new city. It's hard since I'm further away from everyone. And I don't know anyone. And I also used to have friends, a lot of friends, and now I don't. So,
So it seems that with the change, there's also been a lot of social aspects that have definitely kind of maybe have turned not in the way you were expecting and has made a difference in how you do. It seemed you did have positive coping skills. That's definitely a really good thing. At this point, do you feel like things are going to get better for you or in the future?
I mean, I guess so. That's kind of why I'm here now, so I can get over these feelings and stress that I feel like I have all the time.
Well, I'm really glad that you have taken that very big first step, coming here, seeking that help and support, and just, really being open about the situation and kind of what you want from it. I feel like we've covered a lot in this session with everything, the situation, your history. So I feel like we're at a really good point to maybe close out at this point. How are you feeling about what we've covered so far?
I mean, honestly, it just feels better, like, just to have gotten things off my chest, again, because I don't have a lot of people to talk to, so just to be able to, like, get that out there in the universe, I'm kind of hoping things change, and I am looking for ways to change these things, I just don't really know how.
Absolutely. And it's okay to feel uncertain in this situation, especially if it's something that you've been dealing with for so long and it's just not really turning out the way you want to. So, at this point, I think anxiety is a very big thing we're looking at. We will discuss more with that and we can talk about treatment after we do a few more sessions. So, I will get you set up to have another session so we can dive more into that. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, thank you, that sounds great.
Thank you so much.